Hey everybody, welcome to Pack 1 Pick 1, number 197 on the Mana Leek. I'm John as always, and that's right, we've rebranded. We are no longer going to be Crack a Pack Tuesday because apparently a lot of people think of Crack a Packs now as just opening a pack and seeing what's in it, and not talking about any sort of draft strategy. So we're going to change the name to Pack 1 Pick 1, and this will be the first Pack 1 Pick 1. They'll still be on Tuesdays, but we'll drop the name as well, just in case I need them to go up on a Wednesday or something some weeks. Anyways, on Pack 1 Pick 1, we open a pack, we see what's in it, and we talk about what we would take Pack 1 Pick 1 if this was a draft. Now, if you want your chance to get all the cards from this pack, you need to go over to patreon.com/manaleek and become a backer at the $5 level or above. If you are that at the start of the month, you will be entered for all the packs that month. And this time, this pack is going to go to Shmi B. So if they want all the cards or none of the cards or some of the cards, they can let me know and they will go out to them. Thank you very much to all the patrons for supporting the channel. You definitely keep it alive. So let's crack the pack, see what's in it, and see what we take. Pack 1, Pick 1. Up first is Angelic Gift. Angelic Gift is 1 and a white for an enchantment or enchant the creature. It gains flying, and you draw a card when Angelic Gift ETBs. Not very good. I haven't super dove into the draft format on Arena yet. Who knows if auras are as dominant and scary as they were the first time around. But this doesn't even give a power boost. It's not worth playing. It's certainly not Pack 1, Pick 1. Fortress Crab is up next. 3 and a blue for a creature crab. It's 1/6. That's about it. You are never Pack 1 Pick 1ing this, and if you desperately need a way to block, this is it, and you can get this very, very, very late in the pack. Not Pack 1 Pick 1. Up next is Goblin Bird Grabber. Goblin Bird Grabber is 1 and a red for a creature goblin. It's a 2/1. Pay a red. It gains flying until end of turn, but you can only activate this if you control a creature with flying already. It needs a bird to grab onto. It's not great. It's a 2/1 for 2. It's a piker. That's not something you super want to be playing in most of your decks, but it's an okay aggressive creature if you need to fill stuff in. If you happen to be red-white flyers, then perhaps this gets a tiny bit more value, but it is not Pack 1 Pick 1. Up next is Aerial Assault. Aerial Assault is 2 and a white. I still assume that this is a combat trick just by the name and the art. But no, it's a sorcery, and you destroy target tapped creature. You gain 1 life for each creature you control with flying. This is not premium removal. Take Vengeance was never premium removal in M19. This effect is never as good as you want it to be because everybody forgets you have to get hit with the creature first. And if it's like an 8/7 or something, you're probably just dead. It's still fine, and I'll still usually play the first one if I have a spot, but it absolutely gets cut sometimes. This is not a Pack 1 Pick 1. It currently is, so we can keep it in frame, I guess, but this card is not as good as you might think it is. Just because the scenarios where you have a tapped creature that you can kill typically means something bad has already happened. Epicure Blood is up next. Epicure Blood is 4 and a black for a creature vampire at common. It's a 4/4. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. There's a minor life gain sub-theme, and this is kind of the only common payoff, and it's not even a great payoff at that. I haven't really seen it be a huge deal. It's expensive for what it is, a 5-mana 4/4. It's just not something I'm really sold on. I still think it has flying, because his cape is billowing in the wind, but he is not a flyer, but not a Pack 1 Pick 1. Up next is Sanitarium Skeleton. Sanitarium Skeleton is a single black mana for a creature skeleton at common. It's a 1/2. Pay 2 and a black, return it from your graveyard to your hand. If you have some sacrifice stuff, and there's not much of it, then you can get there by returning this for 4 mana each time you want to do it, but it's not great. If you happen to have a few bone splinters, you can put it in. If you happen to have the Altar of the Blood-soaked altar, whatever it is, you could maybe put this in, but none of those have really seemed interesting to me, so I'm out on Sanitarium Skeleton, and it's certainly not a Pack 1 Pick 1. Undead Servant is up next. Undead Servant is 3 and a black for a creature zombie at common. It's a 3/2. When it ETBs, you do make a 2/2 black zombie token for each of these that you have in the graveyard. I don't like this card. I didn't like this card the first time around in Origins. I don't like it this time around here. The plan of getting these into your graveyard is actually really hard, and the first one of these sucks. And the second one is fine, bordering on the outer regions of good. I'm just not sold on this. I don't think you're going to be able to get enough of them reliably. It's just not how I like to play. It's not how I like to draft. I don't like to draft on the hope that I'm going to get certain cards. Super out on Undead Servant. Boreal Elemental, goodbye Aerial Assault. Boreal Elemental is a card that I am not out on. 4 and a blue for a creature elemental. It's a 3/4. It's got flyer, and spells your opponent's cast that target Boreal Elemental cost 2 more to cast. This thing's great. This thing is just great. A 3/4 flyer for 5 is already totally okay, and the fact that your opponents are going to have to spend more mana to actually kill this is great. The removal is cheaper in this set for sure. Pacifism at 2, Murder at 3, Rabid Bite at 2. So your opponent still can kill this without a huge amount of hassle, but it's still a hassle. This card is fantastic and currently easily, I would say, the first pick here. Up next is Maniacal Rage. Maniacal Rage is 1 and a red for an enchantment or enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and can't block. Just like Angelic Gift, it's not very good. If you're going to go real deep in like a 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop aggro deck, sure, this is 2 extra damage. Maybe it's 4, maybe it's 6. But that's not how I think you play this format. This format's been fairly grindy, which I love. Reminds me of M13 still. And Maniacal Rage just doesn't have a spot in there. And it's not a pack one, pick one anyways. Our final common, second final common, we'll see, is Boneclad Necromancer. 3 black for a creature, human, wizard at common. It's a 3/3. When it ETBs, you can exile a creature from a graveyard. Doesn't have to be yours. And if you do, you make a 2/2 black zombie as well. Obviously, this is unplayable trash if you're playing it without making the 2/2, but it's pretty likely there's going to be a creature somewhere to exile by the time turn 5 rolls around, in which case you're getting a 5/5 for 5. It's split across 2 creatures. It's getting to the point where I might prefer a 5/5, but this card's still solid. It's still totally fine, but it's nowhere near a first pick. There we go, on to the uncommons, and that means we have no foil. Wolfrider's Saddle. Wolfrider's Saddle is 3 and a green for an artifact equipment at uncommon. When it ETBs, you make a 2/2 wolf and you attach the saddle to it. The equipped creature gets +1/+1 and can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Voice going there. Equip cost 3 generic mana. It's solid. It's totally solid. A 3/3 for 4 that can only be blocked by 1 creature is totally okay. And if that creature dies, being able to put this on something else is totally okay. I don't know that I'd first pick this one, whereas I might first pick the Blade, but even then it would have to be a weak pack. But I don't think Wolfrider Saddle's in the conversation against a Boreal Elemental. Still, a solid card. Moldervine Reclamation is up next. Moldervine Reclamation is 3 black-green for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. I gave this an F. I still think it's an F. This is just not how I play Magic. I'm not spending turn 5 to do literally nothing. If there was an Aristocrats deck, if there was a way of just sacking stuff left and right, sure, this card would be solid. But as is, it's just super not what I want to do. Yes, I've seen your posts on Reddit or Twitter or whatnot where this was great, but it's not how I play, and I don't recommend trying it because you're going to lose a lot because you spend turn 5 doing nothing. So I'm super out on Moldervine Reclamation. No interest whatsoever. Shaundra Spitfire is our last uncommon. Shaundra Spitfire is 2 and a red for a creature elemental. It's a 1/3 flyer. Whenever an opponent is dealt non-combat damage, Shaundra Spitfire gets +3/+0 until end of turn. I like this card a lot. I think a 1/3 flyer for 3 is totally okay. Obviously not great, but if you're doing any sort of chip damage, if you're shocking your opponent's face, if you're getting them in for 1 damage with that little elemental lizard or Shaundra emblem or anything like that, this card can really get out of control. I have attacked with this already as a 7/3, and that's just like the end of the game. So I like Shaundra Spitfire a fair bit. I'd consider first picking it. I don't know if it competes with the Boreal Elemental, but we'll keep it in frame. Our rare is Drawn from Dreams. Drawn from Dreams is 2 blue for a sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This card's great. This card's just great. Yes, it costs 1 more mana than Divination for the same number of cards, but you get to choose out of 7, and that is fantastic. I love Drawn for Dreams. I think it's a strong first pick here. I think it's the easy first pick here. Yeah, it's just a fantastic card. It's not a bomb exactly, but it's a absolutely fantastic card. We got ourselves a Wolves and a Plains. So the easy pick here is obviously Drawn from Dreams. If Drawn from Dreams wasn't here, I think Boreal Elemental is just the safe pick, and I think Shaundra's Spitfire has kind of the biggest upside. So let me know what you'd have taken Pack 1, Pick 1 in the comments down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can find me over on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, patreon.com/shamanileak. You could become a backer at the $5 level or above to get your chance to get all the cards out of this pack, as Shmi B did this week. You can go over to inkedgaming.com, use the promo code MANILEAK10, all one word, 10 is the number, to get 10% off your order and help out the channel. You can help out the channel with that thumbs up and that subscribe button. That is the easiest and cheapest way to help out the channel. And as always, if you do have any questions, comments, or suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, see y'all next time.